Hey, everybody, it's Dirty Thursday on Grand Forks' Best Source. I'm John Roberts, one half of the Bullring Boys. I don't know if Chad's coming or not. He hasn't said anything yet, but we're waiting on Chad Hoff. Anyway, today on Dirty Thursday, brought to you by River City Speedway, we're going to be talking about the big 4th annual Home of Economy Indoor Racer Showcase 2020-22, presented by Northdale Oil. Boy, this is going to be a great time. Noel Shanelic Scott Pearson in today. Show brought to you by Northwest Tire in Grand Forks, who, by the way, is looking to hire a tire technician. You know, if you're not afraid to show up for work on time and work hard, this job might be perfect for you, all right? No prior work experience is necessary. Northwest Tire, they'll even train the right people. Get great benefits like PTO, health insurance, 401k, and more. Pay will depend on experience, though, all right? But if you want to find out more, stop into Northwest Tire on Gateway Drive, or you can call Chad at 701-780-8473, or apply online at nwtire.com. Any questions or comments for Noel or Scott? Our number, 701-213-0863. Feel free to text or call. Always willing to answer some questions for you. Before we get too far into the show, time now for our daily segment called Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. Here we go. Jokes My Neighbor Tells Me. I just bought a new toilet brush the other day. Long story short, I'm going back to toilet paper. Paul, the producer, even liked that one. Now, if you haven't heard, or if you're just finding out or tuning in, River City Speedway, basically the big sponsor here of our Dirty Thursday. If you want to find out more about River City Speedway, go to rivercityspeedway.com. You can check out their Facebook page. And, of course, we will always be talking, like we always do on Dirty Thursdays, about River City Speedway. So it's great to have those guys on board. It's going to be a great partnership. Okay, let's get going here. First off, to my left, Noel, how are you, man?
I'm doing good.
Good. Great to have you back.
Thanks for having us.
Big, exciting times. This is a great time.
It is.
And how did you ever get involved with this?
You know, I came up with the idea in January of 2018 when I was in Scott's office and we were brainstorming. And it was January. It was cold and there wasn't much going on. And I remember asking him if he would consider hosting an indoor racer showcase if I brought some racers in. And I think your first response was, "Are you serious?" You know, but yeah. And he said, "Yeah." And then we walked out of his office onto the balcony that overlooks the main floor. And I said, "If you clear the space between those two shelves over there, I'll bring in some race cars." And kind of the rest is kind of history. He said, "Yeah," and Scott said, "We'll call it the Racer Showcase."
And you know, if people don't know about Noel Shanelic and how you got involved in racing, why don't you give us a little bit of history there? Because a lot of people know you as more on the snowmobile side of things, but and Scott too. But how did you get involved with this and dirt track racing and all forms of racing in general?
Okay, well, I started racing snowmobiles in 1980. I raced at Polaris. That's when Indy debuted their Indy. And I raced for 7 years. 3 of those years was for Pro 5 out of Roseau, Minnesota.
Yep.
I was a Pro 5 sponsored racer, and it was kind of a dream come true for me. I was working with a lot of my heroes back then, you know, Bassett and Rugland and Headland and all those guys, you know, and I was racing out of their shop. So Burt Bassett asked me if I wanted to be a part of their team, and I jumped at it.
Sure.
And then when I stopped racing snowmobiles, Burt Bassett asked me if I wanted to be part of their Formula 3 team on the marketing side. That's when Formula 3 got big. And Mike and Steve HoE were racing out of the Pro 5 shop. And I said, sure, I'll take, I'll do all the marketing. And so that's how my snowmobile career kind of went. Then in 1995, I left the family business and decided to go back to school in Grand Forks, and I knew I wanted something to do while I was going to school. So I found out about a product called Energy Release, and they were looking for someone to work for them as a representative in the racing industry. So that started my dirt track career. My first assignment was to work with Daniel Lasowski, Sammy Swindell, and Donnie Schatz.
Boy, so, first assignment, that's a big chunk right there.
It was, and it was like I still pinch myself every once in a while, but it was a lot of fun. So,
And then, with the energy release and applied high performance products, now we see guys at the River City Speedway and local dirt tracks all over the area, and they're running these products.
They are. Yeah. And I've always had a passion for products that perform, whether it's a snowmobile or energy release manufacturers, lubricants and additives, a premium line of lubricants and additives. And my goal was to bring those products back to my hometown area.
Sure.
So the consumer and the racers had an opportunity to use them, and find out about them.
Well, I know the degreaser works really good.
Yeah.
I like it. I have a couple cans at home, and I go through it fairly fast.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And, Scott at Home of Economy got involved with me about 20 years ago when I first started working with Energy Release. I did a presentation, and they've carried the product line since then. And, of course, now they have 8 stores, and all of the products are in all 8 stores, so that's really nice. So.
Sure. Scott Pearson, when you guys were standing over the deck there, the ledge at Home of Economy here in Grand Forks, and you guys were dreaming up this whole big gig. At first, when he's telling you, well, if you get rid of, because you can kind of see it in the background here right now, you get rid of all the stuff from there to there, we could do this. You had to be thinking, oh boy.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of work that the crew at Home of Economy has to do.
Oh, absolutely.
It comes at a good time because it's a transitional season. So, there's winter products that can come down before the spring products go up. And it's kind of coincidental that here, before the racers are in the thick of the season and not available, we also have, this transitional time. So we're able to clear a big area without, I don't want to minimize the amount of work those people are doing to make this happen, but it would be impossible at really pretty much any other time of year.
And this thing, the Racer Showcase, it's not getting smaller. I mean, are you trying to find a little more room every year because it gets bigger all the time and better?
Yeah, there's really, if we start taking down shelving, there are problems with that.
Sure.
So there's a limited amount of indoor space, of course, there's outdoor space, and we may have a little bit of, it's not overflow.
Sure.
We just may have some racer guests who are outside, and that's great too because if it's a nice day anyway,
right,
and people driving by, it'll remind them that something fun's going on.
Oh, absolutely. It's what a great billboard, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you got race trailers, you got race cars parked right out in front of Home of Economy, all along it. What a great billboard. And before we get too much further in, I'm going to show you, this is what I'm talking about here. 4th Annual Home of Economy Indoor Racer Showcase 2022, presented by Northdale Oil. It's coming up Saturday, April 9th, so that's next weekend, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., Home of Economy in Grand Forks. I tell you what, you're going to see Outlaw Sprint cars, Lightning Sprints, late models, A-mods, Midwest mods, street stocks, ice oval snowmobile racing machines going to be there. Even going to have an ice racing car in there, and they do that a lot over in Erskine or Mentor area there, and it's huge. Also going to have some go-karts. Northdale Oil will be there. Bob Dusso with Dusso Photography, Red River BMX Club. Of course, Applied High Performance Products and Energy Release stuff is going to be there with Noel and Grand Forks Best Source. We're going to be there broadcasting this whole thing. But another thing, too, if you're going to go spend a good chunk of your day there, because you can spend a good chunk of your day there, noon to 2, food. Now, all they're asking for is a free will offering. It's going to be spiced pork burgers, hot dogs, hearty baked beans, chips, and water, provided by Home of Economy, but served by the Grand Forks Central Wrestling Team. And I like that you guys always involve a local sports team, high school sports team. And the Grand Forks Central Wrestling Team seems like a perfect fit. This free indoor event open to the public, but again, that is coming up Saturday, April 9th. It kicks off at 11 o'clock. And we are super stoked here at Grand Forks Best Source to be checking this out. Now, 4th Annual, you ended up having to take a little break because of, the pandemic.
Right.
I know I didn't like it. Nobody liked it, the fact that we had to take a break from this stuff, but we had to take a break from everything.
Yeah, and we were all set to go, and but just like the rest
What do
of
you
the
do?
country, you do what you have to do. So,
Well, I'm glad that it's going to be back this year. Now, talk a little bit more about your products, Noel. I mean, you don't have to have a race car to use the products that you sell. This is good for everybody and pretty much everything, isn't it?
it is, and I'm a regional distributor for the energy release product line. And right now in Home of Economy, we have 8 products. So I can just go down the list here. The main selling product is energy release engine treatment that racers use in their engines and rear ends, and then the consumer also uses it in their personal vehicles. They make an anti-friction metal conditioner that's got a cutting and tapping fluid, a gear and chain clear grease. The clear grease is really cool because it's clear, it's not messy.
Yeah.
It sprays on thin and it tacks up a little bit and it doesn't fly off.
Yeah.
And that they sell quite a bit of that. And the multi-purpose penetrating lube, the citrus engine degreaser that you talked about, and then fuel injector cleaner, a complete fuel system cleaner, and then an off-road racing octane booster. So there's a product there for almost everyone.
Yeah.
So,
Now, Scott, to set something up like this at your store, I mean, you said you've got some amazing employees. And again, I do this anytime I'm talking with anybody from Home of Economy, but we all pretty much know it's my favorite store in Grand Forks. But you talk about the work it takes to set this up. When do you actually start getting this going? I mean, can you get it all done if you start on Friday or Saturday morning, or how does that work?
They're going to start clearing things out of that space on Thursday. It's pretty intensive, but you can't shut the whole store down. For a day-long event either. Most of those things the things that are in the area where this takes place it's not shelving, so it's pressure washers that have wheels. And,
Yep.
And it is product that lends itself to being moved.
Kind of right where like grills and patio furniture and the pressure washers and all that stuff. And it's amazing with the work you do that they can fit all of these vehicles in there, but you guys always make it work.
Yeah, Noel, I think Noel works pretty hard to lay out a plan.
I see we got a text from Brett, says we use the chain lube on the go-karts, racing carts. Amazing stuff. Amazing. Now, Noel, we were talking about some pretty exciting news. Northdale Oil has been brought in now. They're like a main sponsor. And we were supposed to have Rick Nygaard on from Northdale Oil, but he had a little mishap. So talk about Northdale Oil and how important this is to get these guys involved.
well, we've been looking for a presenting sponsor since actually this the start of this event. And Northdale Oil Company in my opinion, is a community-oriented company, and they do a lot for the community. And they approached Scott last year to see if there was any space available, and we made space for them. And that's kind of how that all started. So they're going to came on board as a presenting sponsor this year, and they'll have a booth, and they're going to be giving away some prizes. And I think it's a really good fit.
And that's too bad. I was listening to the conversation with Rick, knocked a few teeth out or something, and he said he looked like Cooter or whoever, so he didn't think he better come on, but that could have made for some funny stuff right there. We're going to take a little break here. Dirty Thursday brought to you by River City Speedway. We've got Noel Shanelic and Scott Pearson. We're talking, of course, about the 4th Annual Home of Economy Indoor Racer Showcase. But right now, I want to talk about Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Life doesn't ever seem to slow down. It gets faster all the time. Everything needs to be done right now. Well, when you need that oil change, stop into Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Most of them are done in like 15 minutes. They can do tranny and coolant flushes, tire rotations, and batteries too. Now, when I go in to get my oil changed, I usually pull right up. I've never had to wait. But while I'm sitting in my truck, because I don't even have to get out, they top off my fluids, they check my tires, battery, lights, wipers, my cabin air filter. Now, if you own fleets, if you have a fleet of vehicles, you'll get a discount. If you're in the military, you can get a discount. You can text and email invoices and coupons. And if you mention Grand Forks Best Source, they'll give you $10 off that oil change. You know, they're open 7 days a week, no appointments needed. Pickup and delivery is available in Grand Forks, too. What a great deal. You know what? Head on over to Valvoline Instant Oil Change for a complete oil change and more. They're at 3325 South 38th Street, or you can call them at 701-780-8462. And make sure you tell them that Grand Forks Best Source sent you. Bobby Dusso just texted me. He's going to be providing free pictures of fans with their favorite drivers and cars, and we were going to get to that here. But thanks for the reminder. Oh, Chad Hoff, SHIT on a conference call right now, still not done. So there we go. The other half of the Bullring Boys might not make it here. When we talk about the vehicles that are going to be there, I'm looking through the list. And here's a bad thing, and I don't know if you guys ran into this or not. In fact, I'm sure you did on one driver, but a lot of guys are waiting on parts. A lot of guys are waiting on cars. They've got a whole car ordered, not in yet. Motors, I have talked to numerous race car drivers. They're waiting on motors. They're waiting on everything. But why don't you kind of give us a rundown of who's all going to be there, Noel?
Yeah, okay. Well, that is a big challenge this year.
Yeah.
And the home economy car is one of the cars that all of a sudden, you know, they're stuck in that position.
Yeah, they're waiting on a whole car, I believe.
It's not that they don't want to be there.
Exactly.
It's that they're waiting for parts. So, and I think you're right. I think it is the whole car. But, so this year we have, Mark Dobmeyer is going to be here again. Jack Croker, the number 8 Outlaw Sprint. Austin Pierce. Austin's new. He's new this year, and we're looking forward to seeing him. Jason Berg with the number 100 Lightning Sprint is going to be on board. Ryan Corbett with his late model. Joey Peterson, 7P late model. I wanted to talk a little bit about Joey too. You know, Joey's been very instrumental in making this whole thing work. He was the first person I called the first year that we decided to have this, and he said, you know what, it's a great idea. I'm on board, you know. And so I just wanted to give him a little plug too, because he's
great guy.
Last year they had 3 cars because they were a family racing team, so that was really cool. Jory Berg, Josh Barker, the number 99 Street Stock will be here. Madison Phillips, she's a world champion ice oval snowmobile racer. And her brother, Hunter Johnson, will also be here with his number 59 ice oval snowmobile. New this year is Tim Kujawa, the number 5 car. He's an ice racer, so they race, I believe he's from Erskine, Minnesota, and they race cars on lakes.
Yep.
And I've never seen that, but it
Stowed
sounds
up
interesting.
the tires and let her buck.
Yeah, so he said, I'll park my car outside if I have to. You know, I really want to come. I said, well, we do have space available outside. So he's going to be there. Eric Thompson, number 96 go-kart, is going to be there. Jackson Dobmeyer, that's Mark Dobmeyer's son. He'll be there with his go-kart. And then Northdale Oil, Duso Photography, the Red River BMX Club will be on board. And, of course, Grand Forks Best Source. You guys will be on site with a live video cast. And then Applied High Performance Products and the Energy Released brand of products will be on board too. So.
And you know, the one thing I really like about this indoor racer showcase is this is the time of the year when the cars look spectacular.
Yeah.
They haven't been on the track yet. They're not all banged up. They're not all chipped up. If they've got the parts, if they've got the car built, this is when you get to see, because I mean, even if you look at our Duso Photography Wall of Fame up there, a lot of these cars, these pictures have been up there for 2 years. Well, their cars change over the years. They might go to a different color scheme. They might do something different. I know when you mentioned Jason Berg and the 100 Lightning Sprint from up in Buffalo River Speedway, he's going with a whole new look this year. And that is one of the things that I actually kind of use it for doing a little bit of homework, because as being an announcer of racing, you get used to seeing colors and numbers on certain cars, and then all of a sudden they change it up 100%. And it's kind of nice to know that beforehand. So it's a great way, you know, to see the new cars for the new season. Now, I want to ask you this, Scott. One thing that I always pair Home of Economy with is food. I mean, you walk in that west door, and you usually have a Traeger grill out there running. And that just right away reminds me, because I've done a million Traeger grill remotes with Home of Economy, but the food there is so good. And when you guys say, you know, okay, free food with the Goodwill offering, and you people are thinking, okay, burgers, hot dogs, whatever, but spiced pork burgers and hot dogs and the baked beans, I mean, how'd you come up with the spiced pork burgers? Because those are so good.
Well, we started those for Groundhog Day.
Okay.
And
kind of took off.
Yeah, I wanted something with that groundhog theme. And they're delicious, and they were super popular, and so we've been making them ever since.
Good stuff. Trying to see another text here, Daryl. Hi, John and Bullring Boys. Finally catching you live. Now I have to go to a meeting. I'll watch the rest of the show later. Cheers. It's one of our Canadian followers. These guys have not been able to come down to this racetrack now in a couple of years, and it looks like things are going to finally open up a little bit. We are so looking forward to catching these guys, but so they're watching us up in Canada today, which is pretty cool. We have a big following up in Canada, and thanks for watching GFBS. Now, if somebody wants to go to this, it doesn't cost anything, does it?
No, and you know, we should mention that donation, the free will donation at the food line, that all goes to the Central Wrestling Team.
Okay.
And then Home of Economy also contributes. So it's and you don't have to, you know, if you don't feel that you should be donating, then you don't, you know, there's no requirement for that. And
okay.
We're happy to have everybody there, but the wrestling team seems to really appreciate that.
Yes, and absolutely. And if you don't mind, I'll say this. If you can't put a couple of bucks in there, don't eat. I'll just say it for you. Maybe you didn't want me to say that.
No,
but
I didn't.
I feel because these guys work their butts off, and
well,
so do you.
They do, but you know, we're providing food for the fun of it, and you know, it's okay.
And when you talk about Grand Forks Wrestling, of course, Home of Economy does kind of have a little tie in there with Grand Forks Central. I mean, you got the Defoe kid, state champion a couple of years back, and I know Alan is one of your guys at Home of Economy. He's my go-to guy when I'm there. But kind of cool when you can bring these kids in here too, and it's a good way for them to get out with the community also.
Yeah, and they seem to enjoy it. And they're you know, a bunch of good kids, and fun to have them around.
So Duso Photography is also going to be there. I know Bobby took a lot of pictures last year, and it's kind of neat because if you're a frequent, say, River City Speedway, a lot of people like to bring their kids down to the pits afterwards because these race car drivers, they're so phenomenal. I mean, they could have the worst night, and they will still take the time to put these kids in their cars and take the pictures and all that kind of stuff. But here's a good way for you to not have to stay out there till 11 o'clock at night after the races are done to get the pictures with the kids. But how cool is it that, because all of these guys, if they're going to be here next to their race car, they all are more than happy to sign their racer cards, their hero cards, to put kids in the cars and take pictures, sign autographs. I mean, race car drivers are good people.
Yeah, they are. You know, and the primary purpose for this event is to create the showcase to give back to the race fans and the community that support racing. And you just talked about it. You know, the race might be over for the evening, but everybody's busy. People want to get home. This is an opportunity to see their brand new car, to rub elbows with the driver and their teammates and family members. So I also wanted to touch on Home of Economy. You know, they've really embraced this event, and I wanted to thank them personally for everything that they do. The whole Home of Economy team works really hard to make this work and make this happen, and I just wanted to thank Scott for that today. So.
Well, you know, it makes sense. You guys, all you have to do is look out those west doors, and you're basically looking at the back entrance of the River City Speedway. I mean, this is a great partnership, I think, and it just keeps getting better all the time. But for all the work you guys do, I don't know if you get any more sales out of it that day or not, but it's just a great community event. And that also brings me to the fact that you guys kind of have a motto that we have used for a long time. There's always something fun going on at Home of Economy. And this, for sure, for me, because there's a ton of stuff that you guys do all year long, but I always put this one towards the top.
Yeah, well, we're having some fun, too. And I enjoy the racing. I don't get to go very often, but you know, our typical customer is a race fan, you know, and so it is a good fit.
And you are right. Your typical customer, they are race fans. I mean, these are the people that are in the outdoors a lot, whether it be their yard or in a farm field, mowing, raking, harvesting, whatever, and then working on your cars, because you guys have got all kinds of stuff in there, including your products, and for farmers too. But again, it's basically the store where there's pretty much anything you need in there. And that's a really cool thing about Home of Economy. We love it.
Good. We love you too.
Well, thank you very much. By the way, karts racing in Crookston this weekend. Forks Karting Association. You can go to their Facebook page. You can go to forkskartingassociation.com. But doors will open at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. Drivers meeting at 11, hot laps at 11:20, and racing will start at noon. This will be the last of their 3 indoor winter events. Crookston Winter Shows building. If you're coming from Grand Forks, you follow Highway 2. As soon as you get by the University of Minnesota Crookston, look to your right, and you will see it. If you want to go see some great indoor racing, the Forks Karting Association going to be racing there again this weekend. So make sure you check that out. Is there anything you guys want to end with? You got a whole bunch of notes there. Did we get through them all, or we still got a little ways to go?
No, I think we did really well. I was just looking at my list of drivers, and I'm not sure if I mentioned Dustin Strand, but
Oh, yeah, he's going to have his A-Mod there,
he's
isn't
going
he?
to have a brand new A-Mod there. So he destroyed that car last
Yeah,
year.
he
and
sure
where
did.
was that, in Ada?
Yeah, I think it was. That was a bad wreck.
Yeah, he walked away from it, but I think he was a little sore for a few days.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't. I begged him to send me a picture of him because I heard his eyes were a little messed up and everything, but he wouldn't. And Dustin's a great guy, and I love the A-Mods. I can't wait to see the new car. But one thing I really like when you talk about Hunter and Madison, going back more into our kind of era there and what we did and what we used to do, but boy, I tell you what, these two kids are something. I mean, they are on the worldwide map of ice oval snowmobile racing.
Very competitive. Yeah, very competitive. They're fun to watch.
And it's amazing how people from the Greenbush, Roseau, Thief River Falls area, those are the guys. Crookston, when you think about all of my heroes from the late 60s, early 70s, all the way up to today, it's kind of amazing how they all seem to be from, a lot of them, right around here, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, Johnson Racing's based out of Drayton, which is just north of town here. So who would have thought that a little town of Drayton is the home for world champion snowmobile racers?
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, it's pretty cool.
Who used to think the same thing about Greenbush?
Yeah,
You got Dave and Dermont and the whole crew up there, too. We are super stoked about this. Again, Grand Forks Best Source. We're going to be there live. 4th Annual Home of Economy Indoor Racer Showcase 2022, presented by Northdale Oil Incorporated. And we're wishing the best to Rick Nygaard from Northdale Oil. Get in there, be like a hockey player, get those teeth replaced, put back in, and you maybe won't look like Cooter by next Saturday, right? You guys, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Again, I am so looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a great time. Again, put it down in the calendar, all right? It's coming up a week from Saturday. That is April 9th. Kicks off at 11 a.m., goes till 3 p.m. Take your time. Bring the kids. Make sure you got the cell phone battery all charged up for this big free indoor event. It's open to the public because you'll be able to take a whole bunch of pictures. And if I might give you a little hint, bring your own Sharpie. Might save you a little bit of time. Before we get out of here, I want to say Kevin Pappenfuss, also a great place to buy furniture. We have a lot of furniture that we bought from them. I'm sitting in the dining room table right now watching you.
Thanks,
and,
Kevin.
And Kevin, I agree with you. We spend a lot of time and money at the Amish Furniture Gallery, too. We've got a lot of stuff there, and we absolutely love it. Hey, big shout-out going out to Rumors Sports Bar and Grill for bringing you this Dirty Thursday like they always do. Rumors Big Poker Tournament is going on this weekend. The 701 Poker Tour Double Point Major Event. First flight is tomorrow night at 6. 2 flights on Saturday, one at 11, one at 6 o'clock. Championship round will be Sunday at noon. You want to find out more, get a hold of Rumors, stop in, talk to BT, Jake, Scotty, or anybody over there. Remember, it's the home of the world-famous beer tower. You want to go watch some NCAA hockey action this weekend? Wall-to-wall TVs in there. It's our favorite place. We love it. Rumors Sports Bar and Casino, always on board with our Dirty Thursdays. All right. Let's see. Next week on Dirty Thursday, we're going to talk with Mark Curtis Axelson about the upcoming season at Norman County Speedway. And make sure you catch Monty, Bill, and the boys tonight at 6:30 for the Best Forking Sports Arena show. And I will catch you all in the morning, all right? Hey, remember to like, share, tag, and follow us. Hit that notification bell on your smartphone and become a patron on Podbean to qualify for all sorts of giveaways. Grand Cities, it is an awesome place. Grand Forks' best source is giving it an identity again.